kicks. At one point, I had like up to 15 pair of shoes in my closet that looked brand new. So, you know, but I'd never been crazy about Jordans like that. Not crazy enough to stand in line for them. And like, it's been these pictures of Jordan and they show what he's had on his feet, and he don't even wear his own shoes, it looked like. So, you know, that's what, you know, a lot of people in our community calling these people who stand in line idiots and saying they're brainwashed. And, you know, Jordan has contributed to companies that, you know, do prisons for profits and things like that. So, you know, a lot of those so-called, I guess, awakened people who saying they looking at the world with their third eye.
Yeah.
They're really being judgmental against these people that's buying Jordans. My thing is this: if somebody go to work and that's what they want, then cool. If they want to stand in line for it, cool. That's what they want to spend their money on that they work for. I mean, you can't get mad at somebody because they don't want to buy a shoe that's, and I mean, Jordan owns the Jordan company now. I mean, Nike still make the shoe, but Jordan owns Jordan. So you still supporting a black-owned company. But me personally, I went and looked at some of these black-owned companies. Why would I want to buy a shoe that looked like it was stitched together in somebody's backyard and pay $200 for that shoe? I don't want to pay $200 for no Jordans, and I'm not. I mean, I still rock just Air Forces.
Yeah, me honestly, when I have cop J's, man, even though I got it to, to cop them when they drop or whatever, but I just shoot. Honestly, I'm like, I can wait a couple months, they're going to go down. If it's something that's real super exclusive, if it's meant for me to get it, I'll get it. I mean, I know my fair share of sneakerheads that, that can get it for me for a fair price or whatever. So it's not really that serious for me to do that. My problem I have with, the people who support Jordan, and, me saying this is somewhat of a hypocrite, but I mean, how I look at it, one thing about Jordan, and this comes from a thing with community, he doesn't necessarily like black people too well. Understand that, his popularity, he's one of the greatest, arguably I say arguably because there's, some of that stuff can be, a lot of the stuff in Jordan's career can be contested type of forms of defenses that existed then versus now, why Jordan was so great. But no, he doesn't really too much care for the black community too much, to be quite bluntly honest when it comes to him. With that, Kamina had the rapper Kamina had a situation, that he ran into him and, disrespected him and, and so on and so forth. You can actually, Google it and look it up on the internet, and Kamina can tell you guys a story of, how that went down. And it really made him, because he was like, we as people, as black people, we, world famous basketball player, everybody looked up to Jordan as a role model, and, for something like that to happen, to do that. And then on top of that, come in at when, even now and still then, he ain't no regular dude. He in the same, if not close to same, very close to the same bracket as Jordan is as far as money goes. So, right. So what that tell you? It ain't got nothing to do with it. Definitely ain't got nothing to do with money or stature. I know he probably gets tired of people, always approaching. But dude, you got to think about it. You're one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Every kid had you on their wall at some point in their lives growing up. So, I mean, that's something that you gotta, it comes with, with people with fame and everything. It's like, that's the thing you gotta understand. You give up your privacy when you become a celebrity and you become famous.
Right.
You gotta accept it, or just don't be, don't do something that's going to put you in the public eye. You may want to change occupations.
I mean, and the fact that he knew he could put the same old shoes out and charge $100 more than what they actually cost when they dropped originally. And you don't even support your own community, but you wouldn't take the money.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Other thing is, man, it's like, people that do, that spend all this money on J's and things of that nature, especially the ones that, that buy them off the people who buy multiple pairs and resell them for double and triple the price is it's really crazy just to get your hands on a pair. I mean, if you're a collector, cool, that's fine. Collectors are going to do what it takes, to get their hands on something that they collect.
Right.
But, the ones that, like, dude, I'm not going to spend, I'm not going to drop no $300-400 when I could have got them, for the original price or whatever, and I'm going to put them on and possibly get them dirty. Nah, I'm not doing that.
No.
That money don't make sense to me to do that. So,
no.
so with that, man, it's just like, but the other part about that, with us and, African American culture, we tend to, how do I say, give you a good example. We tend to put more into our ride versus when we lay our head every night.
Exactly. I know people right now who live, and excuse my French, shitholes, but their car, they're like they making thousands of dollars a week.
Right. And that's the same thing that goes for, those who, go out here and buy, everybody's, what I want to say, people are more status,
I see what you're saying.
They're hunting the status,
right?
More than anything. So they got to think that how they look, and which, don't get me wrong. I mean, of course you want to make sure you look nice when you go out, look presentable, whatever. However, but when you putting those type of things, when you putting $200 something on J's, when you behind on your rent, or you need to pay your rent, or your rent is due, or you need to put, food on the table, or you need to pay your car note, or you need to pay your light bill, things of that nature, then, you got to get your priorities straight. Let's get this straight, people. There's nothing wrong with, splurging if you got it. But man, don't be chasing these people. Don't be trying to chase and trying to live like these rappers, these hip hop artists, and trying to live their lifestyle.
Exactly.
Because majority of them, struggling as it is with, especially the way the industry is going right now, and how record sales are. Half of them ain't living the life. Half of them can probably barely pay for what they have.
And I mean, you see all them cars and stuff. Those cats be leasing those cars or renting those cars.
Exactly. And this is the thing about it. Word to the wise people. I know I've known a lot of wealthy people, and I'm talking about like wealthy people that make six figures type wealthy people, and a lot of them, they lease their cars. I know a guy a lawyer per se, that leases the same car every single year. When the new one comes out, he just brings the other one back and leases the newest one every single year. He never buys it.
Exactly.
So that's a prime example. Why you think the rich stay rich? Because they cheap. But we out here, but we as and this is not just, this is not just African American. This is minorities in general that tend to do this. And this is from African Americans to Hispanics to your, everybody that's a minority. You got your Asian community, you got your Italians, depending on what part of the nation you're staying in that you listen to this podcast. Everybody's, guilty of, buying nice things, but your priorities ain't straight.
See, my guilty pleasure used to be shoes. Like I said, I bought a pair of shoes every month, but I could afford to do that, because all my stuff was taken care of. And, I wear a lot of polo. I can afford to do that because all my stuff is taken care of,
Yeah, long as your situation's straight, there's no, you ain't gonna, you good. But there's a lot of people that I be knowing, man, their situation ain't straight at all.
Right.
But they real quick to run out here and cop some J's at the drop of a hat. So just, just a little bit of information for those who, you don't know no better. Just, think a little bit. Take care of business first. Then, then reward yourself once it's all said and done, when, with your hard work. So.
Exactly. You got to take care of home first. Take care of home and the family first before you go and splurge and try to ball out.
Exactly. Man, I'm the complete freaking opposite of that sometimes, man. I buy shoes every couple years because I'm the type of person, me personally, I take care of my shoes when I do have them and when I do spend money on them. So, exactly. I'm wearing, some shoes that I bought. I'm wearing them for a couple years sometimes before I'm actually, and on top of that, I'm real picky on my shoes to begin with. So I'm probably on footlocker.com or, footaction.com, I'll look for shoes for weeks before I actually be like, okay, I'm gonna go with these. I'm gonna go cop these, or I'm gonna order these. So yeah, I'm real picky when it comes to that type of stuff. So you won't see me copying.
And like me, like personally, I bought 2 pair of Air Forces, 5 years ago. And when I take them off, I put the paper and the cardboard back in the shoes and put them back in the box. And I only wear them on certain occasions, so they still look brand new. And I bought them on the same day. I got 2 pair for $100 of Air Forces, and they still look brand new. And I bought them 5 years ago.
Man, you sound just like me when it comes to taking care of your shoes. I make sure we take good care of what when I bust my tail for,
Right. It's all about being frugal, man. When you trying to be frugal, you gonna take care of your things because you don't want to have to go out and replace them every few months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because there ain't no point in me having, just shoes on top of shoes on top of shoes. Because eventually I'm going to get to the point where I just, I can't really wear, every shoe. And when I go out, I got to wear one, probably wear a certain amount at a certain amount of time. So.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next topic, which is something that kind of bothered me. For the 3rd album in a row, J. Cole was snubbed by the Grammys. And I don't understand with this 2014 Forest Hill Drive. He went platinum without any features on the album, and he got snubbed again. He didn't win not one Grammy. And I don't understand why. Like, I'm not getting like what he's doing wrong.
Right. Well, okay. Now, to compete that, he was in the same category with Kendrick Lamar. That is another great rapper. I know he was he nominated? Because I can't remember if he was nominated or not for a Grammy for Best Rap Album.
I'm not sure if he was nominated or not.
Let's see. Let's go to the Google and see if he was. Let's check it out real quick. With us, folks. Let's see if we can pull up the categories for best rap album real quick. Let's see here. See, we got record of the year. See, we got album of the year.